It's time to get your champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
Boom! Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Famer. Got my man Brad Gilmore here with me as always. I want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame. Getting your champagne wishes, caviar dreams, man. Oh, yeah. How you feel, dog?
Hey, I'm feeling good, BT. I'm feeling real good. You know, we're getting ready for Reality of Wrestling Breakout this weekend, which is going to be awesome. I hope everyone has a chance to come out there and check out, you know, the stars of tomorrow and some NXT performers that will be in the building at the Walker Texas Lawyer Arena. But aside from that, BT, I'm good, man. How are you?
Man, you hit it right on the head. Breakout. KO Dixon, a young up-and-coming superstar in WWE. I'm going to finally get my hands on him, finally get a chance to get my blueprint on this kid and then send him back. And I'm talking about when I send him back, he's going to be a monster, baby. Oh, yes. And Tatum Paxley will be making her way inside the Walker Texas Lawyer Arena on Sunday, guys. Tickets just $10. Go to realityofwrestling.com. Get your tickets now. Do it. Do it now. I do it for you. It's going to be a hell of a show. I will be there as well, shaking hands. You know what? I'm going to be special greeter on Sunday. I'm going to make sure I'm greeting all the people, shaking hands when they come in, thanking the people for making Reality of Wrestling what it is today, because truly they are a huge part of what we have built over the last 20 years, man. 20 years in the making. Overnight success at the same time. But I just want to thank everybody for coming out on Sunday. And like I said, I'll be there shaking hands, kissing babies. You know what? I might even bring a stack of photos to sign or something too, just for the appreciation of our Road Nation. Seriously, man, they really do a lot of work for us.
Oh man, that, you know what? You're absolutely right. Without Reality of Wrestling, the fan base has also been so loyal. And what's crazy is, and we've talked about this before, the fan base is so loyal. Some of them have had children, like during the time I've been there, and now the kids are like in 7th grade. Yeah. You know what I mean? And they're still coming to the show. You know, and it's just like, what the hell? Somebody called me Mr. Gilmore the other day, and it threw me off. I said, who the hell is that? It's not me. You're not talking to me.
Looking for your dad, huh?
Bob's behind me somewhere.
No, it's amazing, man. It truly is amazing. And the Sunday Breakout show is something that we really are going to be putting a lot more time into and a lot of more work into, just because we want to be able to bring that show up to the level of what we do every second Saturday of the month, which is last show was unbelievable. It was an unbelievable show, guys. If you haven't had a chance to check out Reality Wrestling, go to Reality Wrestling /YouTube. You can check it out. If you haven't subscribed, make sure, guys, hit the like to subscribe button. We're trying to get up to 800,000 subscribers. Right now, I think we're at 787, and we're getting so close, but we need you guys to get us over the hump.
We're at 787,932. So we're about to 788. So, you know, we're only a few thousand away, man. We're only a few thousand away from getting there. So do it. Do it for us, man. We
We
would
do
do
it
it
for
for you.
you. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
You know, I saw a movie with Willem Dafoe last night. I was watching. It's actually the latest Spider-Man movie. He's in it again. And every time I see Willem Dafoe, that's what comes to my head. Do it. Do it now. I do it for you because that's what I think where you got it, right? You got it
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
What movie was that?
I can't think of it, man. I can't think of the name of it right now, but it was a war movie, and William Defoe, he was on top of this hill, and all the Viet Cong infantry was coming in on. He was surrounded, and they were getting ready to take over his spot where he was, and it was an airplane flying over that had all the munitions and the bombs to drop and whatnot. His name was Sandy, and I remember William Defoe said, "Do it now." No, do it, Sandy. Do it now. I do it for you. Sandy dropped the bombs right on his spot. Boom, blew all the Viet Cong up. America's win. Oh, there it is.
What was that? Was that Platoon?
No, it wasn't
Was it
Platoon. No, it wasn't
Platoon.
Platoon.
He was in Platoon.
I can't think of the name. I don't know if he was in Platoon or not. I don't think so.
Well, Willem Dafoe was in Platoon.
Was he? Okay. But it wasn't Platoon. It wasn't Platoon. It was I can't think of the name of it right now. It'll come to me. But do it, Sandy. Do it now. I do it for you. And what was so beautiful about that scene was the bomb was dropping, and William Defoe looks up at the bombs dropping, and you can see the crystal blue eyes of William Defoe as the bombs went off. Unbelievable scene. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, man. Well, yeah, every time I see it, he's actually, by the way, a phenomenal actor.
Oh, he's a great actor. I saw him in the airport. I
Right.
saw him in the airport one time, and he was off to the side, and I could tell he did not want to be bothered. He was totally trying to be inconspicuous, totally trying to be, hiding in plain sight. And I didn't go up to him. I didn't go say anything to him. I wanted to so bad, but I put myself in that same position in those times where I'm just really tired. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to see anybody. So I try to get real small and find a corner. And that's what he was doing. So I said, nah, don't mess with him. Let him have his time. But truly one of the great actors of all times.
He's so good. Now, let me ask you that on that topic. What is your go-to strategy? Because I've been out with you quite a few times where you get mobbed by the photos, and right, it only takes one person to say Booker T, and then you turn around and you do like this kind of thing, and then it's a swarm, right? It's a swarm every time. It doesn't fail.
Yeah.
What is your, if you are in that mindset? Because sometimes I'm sure, now I don't know this because we've never talked about it, but sometimes I'm sure you don't mind getting recognized. Sometimes it might feel a little nice. Like, hey, man, I still got the juice.
Oh, yeah.
But sometimes you probably don't want to get recognized. So what's your approach? Do you do the glasses and your hair tied up and maybe the hood up a little bit?
I can't get away with any of that. Normally, people recognize me, no matter if I got my hair tied up, if I got shades on or whatever, they normally recognize me. I don't know. I was in California one day and I was walking down the sidewalk, the truck all the way on this other side of the street. I had this thing on my head right now. I had my shades on. The guy goes, Booker T. And I go, what the hell? I didn't even recognize. So I don't know if I just got a recognizable face or what, but my thing is, if that does happen, it's never my moment. It's always their moment. I'm going to make sure they have a hell of a moment. I'm never going to, I don't care how upset I am or what I'm going through. I'm never going to let them know it at that time, just because, like I say, it's a moment for them that they're going to remember perhaps for the rest of their lives. I remember I was in Orlando, Florida, and I was stranded. It was spring break week, and all the flights that got canceled. My flight was canceled. I was going to stay in the airport till the next day if I was to get a flight out or go catch a hotel or whatever. And I remember this group of kids, man. I don't know, man, it might have been 20 of them. And one of them recognized me, and he was like, man, Booker T, man, what's going on? And everybody went crazy. All these kids, man, they came over, they wanted to take pictures with me. And I swear, man, I smiled, I was a high five, and we was doing everything, And I finished taking photos with them, and I sit back in my seat. And I just sit there, and I just, man, because I'm thinking about not being able to get out. And one of the ladies working at the desk, she came over and she goes, Mr. Huffman. I go, yes, ma'am. She goes, the next flight, I got you out and I put you in first class just because of what I just saw. After all you've been going through, you had the patience to deal with all of those kids, and this is the least I could do is get you out of here. And bam. I was like, thank you so much. But that's the way things happen. Karma is a monster, So I take it in stride, and whatever happens, happens. And I just happened to get out that day and get home. That's amazing.
So here's my other question, just to follow up on that out of curiosity. What if like a fan approaches you, because you don't mind taking photos, you don't mind signing autographs, right? But what if somebody approaches you the wrong way? What is
I treat them like it's the wrong way. It's just like, I mean, just to give you a story, me and my wife, we was at Dave & Buster's one time, right? Long time ago. And this guy came in and his family, and they sat down, they recognized me, and they sat down, they ate their food. And on the way out, our food was just coming as they were leaving. And I had just cut into my steak, and I just took a bite out of it. And the guy said, "Hey man, you mind if we take a picture?" And I said, "Excuse me, bro." I said, "I'm eating right now, man. If you can catch me after I'm eating, And he goes, "Man, come on, man. You don't have to be an asshole about it." Excuse my language. Make sure you edit that. And I went off on him so bad. And one thing I said, I go, "Man, did I F with you when you was eating?" When you was eating. Did I do that? Did I mess with you when you was eating? He goes, I just ran him up out of there because I'm human. I'm human just like you are. And if I have to drag you through the mud to let you know that I'm human, I'll do that. If you're totally disingenuous with me, I'm gonna be disingenuous with you. That's just the way it is. And I think that's just me being totally real as I possibly could be. Like I said, I'm always looking to give somebody, leave someone with a moment. And sometimes that person need to be left with that moment for the rest of his life. I'm serious. You're in the Hall of Fame, man. Stick around. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? And this episode is sponsored by BlueChew. Guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk about sex. Hey, you remember when you was always ready to go? I'm talking about strapping the rocket on it, man. Going straight to the moon. I'm talking about getting it done. If you want that extra confidence, I got something for you. Listen up. BlueChew.com. BlueChew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, but in a chewable tablet at the fraction of the cost.
But the great thing, Book, is you can take it any time, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days.
The best part, guys, it's all done online on the internet. So there's no doctor's visit, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at a pharmacy or any of that.
And the thing is, Book, Blue Chew's tablets, they're made right here in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package, so no one is the wiser.
Let's just get it out there, guys. Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. It's like this. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew absolutely free when you use promo code Booker at your checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping, man. That's BlueChew.com. Use promo code Booker to receive your first month absolutely free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And, we want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast. Chew it and do it. Boom. Welcome back inside the hall, man. I don't know if we got any super chatters out there that's ready to get in, but guys, if you do want to ask a question, make sure you get that super chat in now, because we're not going to be around here for a long time, but we're going to be here for a good time, if you know what I'm saying. So do it. Do it now.
I would have loved, though, to have seen in the last segment, we were talking about a guy who interrupted Booker during his dinner. I would have loved to have seen his face.
One of the times I went off so bad. I remember we was on an overseas tour, and we were like grinding, man, going from one place to the next. And we was on in the airport. We was getting ready to come back to the States, and I remember I was sitting, I don't know, on something. I just can't remember what it was, but it was like in the middle of, where where people will be walking, and I was dead asleep. I was dead asleep. I had told one of my boys, wake me up, man, when we get ready to board. And this guy came up to me and he tapped me on the shoulder and he goes, "Hey Booker, you think I can get a picture with you?" And as loud as I could, I woke up and I go, "Are you kidding me?" A grown man just woke me up out of my sleep for a photo. I went off on him so bad. I swear, man. But moments like that, I find myself being as human as I possibly can. Just because you would think a grown man would understand.
You would think.
You would think.
You would think, but these people, man, they're people. We do have some super chats coming in. We want to make sure that if you are in the Houston area, that you're going to come out and check out NXT Breakout, Texas City, Texas, Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena this Sunday.
First 25 people going to get an autographed photo of Booker T.
First 25 through the door. So not only get there early.
I know we've already sold, like, I don't know how many tickets, but we've sold way more than that. But I'm just letting you guys know, you get there early, you might get something special. If you don't get a photo, you might get a selfie or something. So make sure you get there. I will be special guest greeter at my at the building at Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena. Make sure you guys show up Sunday, 5:00 bell time. 5:00 bell time.
5 o'clock, baby. Don't miss out. Don't get shut out. You want to make sure that you see that live and in living color. That is this Sunday. Before we get to the super chats, because it's starting to pile up, I did want to ask you to get to the MMA tip just for a moment. Francis Ngannou's return to MMA was announced today. He's going to be fighting in the PFL against Renan Ferreira, I believe is how you say his last name. I don't know if you saw any of that, but do you have any takes on him coming back to MMA? Because he did step his toe in boxing. He fought Tyson. He fought Tyson Fury. He fought Anthony Joshua to not as great success as he did against Tyson Fury. And now he's kind of stepping back in the PFL against a guy who's, formidable if you look at his record. He's beaten some names, guys you would know, like Ryan Bader most recently. So what do you think about Francis Ngannou's return to the octagon?
No, man, I'm happy he's returning back to his trade. That's what he does. Stepping into the boxing realm, that did him a lot of good. Honestly, win or loss, it did him a lot of good because I'm sure his bank account right now is solid because that was Saudi money. That was Saudi money, man. He made a grip during those fights. And now being back in the PFL, they paying big money in the PFL as well. So and I don't think they got a bigger name in the PFL than a Francis Ngannou. I really don't. As far as star power, so I'm sure he was taken care of from that perspective as well. I was reading where Israel Adesanya was a little upset because of the UFC tried to erase Francis Ngannou from the UFC, and Dana White took full responsibility for it, said that it was something that he didn't know about. He did apologize to Izzy for that. You cannot erase what Francis Ngannou did in the short time he was there, man. He was like a comet. He came through, bang, and he did work, and you couldn't do nothing but recognize how devastating this dude was. So to see him back in the game is cool. I want to see him back in the UFC because I want to see that fight with him and John Jones.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's going to be one of the big things in MMA history. If we never get to see Francis Ngannou back in the UFC and fight John Jones, that's gonna be big money that was just left on the table.
Yeah, it'd be huge money left on the table. I mean, the only person that you really, Stipe Miocic, that's a good matchup, but I would love to see Francis versus John Jones. That would be a monster fight right there.
Well, remember, he did fight Stipe during the pandemic, so that's why it's when he won the title. But it was like, remember, he knocked him out. What was it, the first or second round?
Yeah.
Those pandemic fights, it's weird. I almost feel like they didn't happen. You know what I mean? Like they did happen, obviously, but I almost feel like they didn't happen because the ones with no crowd, and we just could watch it. I mean, they were very interesting during the pandemic, but that 2 years just feels like it never happened. You know?
Yeah, from a wrestling perspective as well. Seriously, man, it was a hard, bro. It was a hard time for everybody, especially my kids.
Well, yeah, they're in school. But let me as I'm pulling up Francis' record. Okay, look at this. Curtis Blades beat him in 1 round, knockout. 45 seconds of the first round. Then he fought Cain Velasquez, knocked him out in the first round, 26 seconds. Junior Dos Santos knocked him out first round, 1 minute and 11 seconds. Then he fought Rosenstruck, knocked him out in the first round, 20 seconds. Stipe Miocic fought him in the second round, knocked him out in 52 seconds at the second round. And then he fought Cyril Gane to 5 rounds, it went the distance. But very few of his fights ever went the distance.
Yeah.
Very few. I think only 3 maybe on his entire record ever went the distance.
I think if he would have fought Cyril Gane twice, it would have been a totally different fight the second time.
He would have beat him up.
I think the first time. I think the first fight he was just leery of Cyril Gane, and Cyril was a guy who was on the come up. And you really didn't know a whole lot about him, but you knew he was good. You know what I mean? So I think neither one of those guys went to fall into a trap. That's why it was a sleeper as far as that fight go.
Yeah, and probably, and I have a lot of love for Francis and for Derek Lewis, but after Francis's first fight with Stipe, where it went the distance and he lost, that fight that he had with Derek Lewis is probably one of the most hyped and then worst fights.
Let me tell you, bro. You know what it is though? It's sucking it up to go out there and do that over and over again. Getting that knockout is one thing, all right, but putting yourself in position to be knocked out is hard, man. And these fighters, we talk about it all the time. There's levels to the game. So you get up to this level of fighter, you're going to be a little bit more cautious as you were fighting a guy a level below. So I think that's what it is with Francis Ngannou. He got weary of wondering, man, I bet that if I step into something, all of this could come crumbling down in one night. So I get it. Let's walk away with the W.
That's true. So I mean, I'm not saying I overly blame him, but those fights, that fight against Derek Lewis was not the most fun thing to watch. Well, we do have super chats to get to. We're excited to see Francis back in the octagon here coming up with the PFL, but we do have some super chats to get to. Booker, are you ready for to go to him?
Yeah, let's do it. Super chat.
First one comes from John JID 999. Obafemi has Mid-South Hacksaw Duggan feel. He's flames.
I like the analogy there. I said Obafemi could work in the 80s. He could work in the 90s, the 2000s, the present right now, 2024, as well as the future. He's a guy that's going to be, looked at as, one of these guys that could go out there and look the part no matter what era. And then he goes out and play the part no matter what era. And it's not anything that he does fancy. He ain't jumping over the top rope. He ain't turning a backflip or anything like that. I've said it once. I said 1,000 times. If you can go out there and beat someone up very, very poetically, man, you could make some money in this business. And that's what Obafemi is. All man, no bread, no water, just meat. So for me, I agree 100%.
Yeah, I love Obafemi.
Let me tell you right now, let's go back to the Hacksaw Jim Duggan before, he was that, go back to the real Hacksaw Jim Duggan that came out and beat you up back in the Mid-South days.
Right. Hacksaw, Hacksaw is kind of like the, in some ways similar to the Bushwhackers, right? When he came to WWF, he was a little bit more character-y. When he was in Mid-South and some of the other territories, he was badass because the Bushwhackers were the sheep herders.
Ask the Bushwhackers where they made the most money, though.
Doing this. Licking people's heads.
Exactly. So how many of them boys you think WWE sold?
Quite a bit.
Exactly my point.
I know we have to go to break soon, but to me, that's the key. Like if some guys probably know I'm not going to be at the top of the card, right? I mean, just, anything could happen, but maybe you're self-aware, realize maybe I'm not going to be at the top of the card. If you can find out a hacksaw, honky-tonk man, or bushwhacker type gimmick, that's like the second best thing to working in the main event, right? Because you'll be there forever.
Well, you got to know how to keep yourself in the game. You said it exactly right. Charge the animal steel. You know what I mean? We got to take a break. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
Hey everybody, Brad Gilmore here with the one and only Booker T, and today we're not just talking about wrestling, we're talking about something that's changed the game for both of us personally, and that's Mando whole body deodorant.
Yeah, that's right, Brad. You know, the most valuable thing in the world could be that #1 draft pick or home field advantage throughout the playoffs. But you know what's second? Time.
Absolutely, Book. And let me tell you, managing body odor, that used to eat up a lot of time. Always worrying about it, especially around midday, but not anymore since we started using Mando.
Yeah, but tell them why, Brad.
Well, Mando isn't like those other deodorants that just mask the odor with heavy fragrances. Mando stops odor at the source. It blocks bacteria on your skin from breaking down sweat, which, by the way, is what really causes that BO.
And it's clinically proven to control that odor for up to 72 hours. Now that's long lasting, man.
It really frees up so much time since switching to Mando. I've even perfected my half-court shot, believe it or not.
Man, that's awesome. And let me add, I've been using Mando everywhere. Pits, grundles, and even those stinky crevices. We all got. It's aluminum-free, cruelty-free, dye-free, and vegan. Designed by a doctor who knew what was up about body odor, man.
And for our listeners, we got something special. New customers can get $5 off the Mando starter pack. That's over 40% off. Just use our code BOOKER at shopmando.com. That's shopmando.com.
Use shopmando.com. Check out their starter pack. Brad and I would not steer you wrong.
With Mando, you're really taking care of your body odor anywhere and everywhere. Give it a try and let us know what you think.
All right, now back to wrestling. But remember, control your body odor anywhere, anytime with Mando, and save big with the promo code Booker at shopmando.com. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. Flight of the Intruder. That was the name of that movie with William Dafoe in it. So if you get a chance, check it out.
Okay, yeah, I've never seen that one. So Flight of the Intruder, awesome. Well, we got more super chats from our Hall of Fame faithful here, so we might as well continue on because they're starting to pile up. Our next one comes from Loso Dolo. Did a little DJ style there. He said, "Can we see Javon Evans at Raw next?"
You know what? I'm gonna work on that right now. All right, how about that? I'm gonna make a phone call and see if we can get Javon Evans if he's not busy or anything like that. If his schedule is not, crazy or anything, we'll see if we can get him in next Reality Wrestling. How about that?
Javon Evans is a special talent. He really is. Young, and he's only going to get better.
He scares the crap out of me, man, because he throws caution to the wind. But he's young. I get it. I totally get it, 100%. He's a guy that's got a really, really bright future, and he is an extraordinary talent. I wish he was one of my students. I'm serious. I wish he was one of mine.
Yeah, man, he's really special. You know, you just wonder, like, if you could give him advice, because obviously his style is very athletic. And you can do an athletic style for a considerable amount of time. Do you feel like that could potentially hurt his longevity at all? Do you feel like he needs to adapt when he gets older, or do you feel like this is the path, keep riding the wave as long as you can?
It's what these kids do right now. But if he's smart, he'll figure out how to adjust over a period of time to where the fans really don't see what, the stuff that he did before. He got to know how to camouflage it a little bit. He's got to know how to, sometimes use it, make people think he's going to use it and actually don't, that type of stuff, So he's got to figure out some balance as he go. But right now he's young, 20 years old. His bump card, right now, it's still got a lot more holes to punch. So just let it fly, man. Don't change nothing. Seriously.
That bump card will not get declined right now. You know what I mean?
Like I say, just punch it up.
I'm telling you, like, and I got a lot of love for Javon, and I just wish him nothing but success. But I'm telling you, when he hits around that 30, 33 mark, and he does one of those
that back off the top, that diamond cutter off the top like that. Oh my God. So yeah, he's gonna have to figure out how to adjust that.
It's like, when did you throw the missile drop kick out?
Well, I didn't throw the missile drop kick out until I was in my mid 30s. But I threw the Harlem Hangover out before, right around 30, something like that. Just because, I knew I wasn't going to be able to, pull that move off on a regular basis as well as like Javon Evans, you got to know how to give. You got to know how to put that blood in the water and make the sharks go crazy, make them get a frenzy. That's what the Harlem Hangover was about. It was about creating a frenzy, but I didn't really want to do that. I want to make people think that that's what I could do. So I did it a few times, and even now, still to this day, people talk about the Harlem Hangover, but you can count on both hands how many times I did it throughout my career.
Well, there you go. There's the answer. Our next super chat here comes from Big Soul. Said, Book, what's up, player?
What up, dog?
Can I get one for the one-time ego?
Ego. I'm gonna get him with a smile. It's one of my favorite ones, man. Eagle. Man, I'm gonna tell you, man. Like I said, we gotta figure out who wrote that song, man. We gotta get him to do some stuff in reality wrestling. I'm gonna kill him with a smile.
What do you think about that matchup between him, Ethan Page, and Joe Hendry?
Not bad. I thought the right person won. I thought the right person won. I want to see Joe Hendry do a little bit more at NXT. He's a guy that's got a lot of talent. He's got an upside. He's more than just a wrestler. He's an entertainer. He's a performer, and I think that's what. Those are the guys that make it to the next level in this business, not the guys that just know how to go out there and turn a backflip or just think about wrestling. It's not the guys that make it to the next level. Joe Hendry, I'm gonna get with him. Work on his diet a little bit, and we're gonna get him there.
All right, there you can hear. You heard him, Joe. You heard him, Joe. Oh, Joe. Joe. This comes from Eddie Kane, Maine.
Hey.
He says, hello, Hall of Fame. I saw Alex Gracia is on her way back to reality wrestling. I hope to see her and Promise Braxton go at it. Boom! What are your thoughts?
It's going to be awesome, man. Alex Gracia making her way back to reality wrestling. She was someone who spent a lot of time with reality wrestling, and now we got the Sherry Martel Classic on the rise. We're going to have so many ladies wanting to have a chance at winning that Sherry Martel Classic Championship. Whoever wins the championship will walk away with a very, very special title, and it will be the Sherry Martel Classic 2024. So whoever it is, was this Gracia, was this, Gigi Ray, was this Promise Braxton, so many more. It's going to be a hell of a time. So be on the lookout. Alex Gracia, we can't wait.
Can't wait to have you back at the Row, the Pink Dream, making a return.
Oh.
This comes from Callie Toenail. Said, thoughts on Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Jake saying big shh, while Tyson seems very calm, unbothered, and I'm sure Mike said he was going to microdose during, I guess, leading up to the fight. I didn't get a chance to see the full press conference. I saw some highlights from it. Little gimmicky. Little gimmicky.
Yeah, I think didn't they do like a push off or something like that?
They did.
Yeah, you could tell that wasn't real.
No.
You could tell that was, you push me, I push you. One of those type of deals, so I didn't buy that at all.
That was a little business they cooked up in the back.
Yeah. Oh, an agreement, gentleman's agreement, we'll play around. But I don't see this fight being very, very, I'm not taking it serious at all. I'm not taking it serious to the point to where just because you can see that they didn't take it serious. I don't know what's going to happen in this fight. I don't know if I don't want to say rigged or fake or phony or anything like that, but I just can't see this being a legitimate contest. Let's just say that.
Well, we're a couple months away from it.
You're telling me Jake Paul is going to go out and fight Mike Tyson just like he's fought all the rest of these guys? I don't see that, man. I don't see that. I don't see that at all. And I don't see Mike Tyson. I love Mike Tyson, but Father Time has, caught up with just about every one of us. It's just part of the game. I can't see myself going out there at 59 right now. Just say, for instance, going out there, throw out one of the young names.
You mean in wrestling?
Yeah.
Ethan Page.
Ethan Page. It ain't happening. It runs circles around me. I'm serious. My footing is not the same. My balance is not the same. My quickness It's not. Come on. And the thing is, I haven't stopped working out. I'm in the gym every week.
Right.
I'm still training on a regular basis. It's not that. It's just Father Time waits for no man. Bottom line.
That bottom line. Bottom line. You know what I mean? And for me, I love Mike. You know, how can you not love Mike? Even young kids who weren't even alive the last time Mike fought love Mike Tyson. You know, he's become a part of American pop culture history, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't want to see this one.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I really do.
Now, but let me be on the record. If Mike goes out there and knocks Jake Paul out, you better believe I'm gonna be here on Monday talking about my guy Mike Tyson. He still got it.
If Mike go out there and do it, I'm gonna be happy.
I'm gonna be so happy.
One of the happiest people you ever see in your lives. But it's not something I want to have to experience if I don't have to.
I feel that 110%. I feel that too. Love Mike though. Love Mike. Would love to see it. And to me, if you were to give him any advantage, Mike, because you say from a physical standpoint, not as much, just based on age. But do you give him the veteran's advantage of the know-how, the IQ, setting Jake Paul up?
Yeah. I mean, I give Mike Tyson that. As far as the knowledge of the game, the schooling that Mike Tyson has gotten over his years. He's forgotten more than Jake Paul probably ever learned. Right. But it's just one of those things to where I just where Mike Tyson's timing is going to be as far as where his stamina is going to be. It's a lot of variables that could come into play when you're stepping inside that square circle. And I just, we'll see it. We'll see how it play out. And I'm hoping Mike Tyson, come out of it okay.
Me too. But we're going to find out what happens here in just a couple months. I'm sure we'll be talking a lot about it as it gets closer.
Oh, yeah, baby. Is that it? That's Super Chats.
No. We got more Super Chats, but we got to take a break.
Keep it rolling. Okay, my bad. Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? All right, everyone, it's Booker T and Brad Gilmore here, and we've got something exciting for all you sports, comedy, music, and theater fans out there. We're talking about Game Time, the fastest, easiest way to get your hands on tickets to your favorite events.
That's right, Book. We love all those spontaneous, unforgettable moments, and Game Time is here to make them happen. Whether it's a last-minute decision to see a game or a sudden urge to catch a live show, Game Time has got you covered, giving fans access to tickets even at the last minute in over 60 cities across the United States and Canada.
Hey guys, this ain't about getting in. This is about getting the best seats in the house. With Game Time, you can see images of your seat before you buy it. So no surprises there, guys. You can score tickets swiftly. Skip the line, guys. Just dive straight into the moment.
Absolutely. And listen to this. Game Time guarantees the best prices. Find tickets in the same section and row for less elsewhere. Game Time will give you a credit of 110% of the difference. So there's no reason to wait, bro.
So whether it's the thrill of the game, the laughter of the comedy, the rhythm of the music, or the drama of the theater, guys, don't let the opportunity skip by. Choose Game Time. Grab your tickets and just enjoy the moment.
Live should be spontaneous, Book. So guys, don't miss out. Check out Game Time now on their app or at gametime.co. That's gametime.co.
Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Just download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code BOOKER for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Lowest price. Guarantee. Oh, yes. Boom. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Got any more super chatters, man? Let's keep them rolling.
Yes, we do have more super chatters, and this is our last segment, guys. So if you have anything that you want to get in and ask, do it now.
Do it,
because we're going to do it for you. This comes from Through the Fire podcast. Through the Fire podcast. I just received my custom Booker T big gold belt from WCW. I would love to get it signed. As a grown black man now, when Harlem Heat burst on the screen when I was a teenager, that was something special for me. So how does he
Oh,
get it signed?
I don't know, man. I'm sure I'm going to be coming through. What town is he hitting us
He
from? You
didn't
know,
say. He didn't say.
uh, sure I'm going to be coming through catch me at a convention or the show or come to Reality Wrestling. I'm not sure, but I will sign it as soon as I see it. No problem. Let's just say that.
Well, yeah. Hey, look, come to
Let us
reality
know,
wrestling.
yeah, let us know where you're coming from. If you're anywhere near the city, come out to Reality Wrestling on every second Saturday. We do shows and we do a Sunday show as well every month. Next one's going to be this weekend. So if you're anywhere in the surrounding area of 9300 Emmett F. Lowry Expressway out in Texas City, come hit me up.
Through the Fire, man. Through the Fire
Oh.
podcast. Shout out to y'all. You know what? Real quick on that. When was like the first time, and it may have been since the beginning, but he says, growing up, seeing you and Harlem, you and your brother, when you were a teenager is something special for me. When did you realize that your being on the show, you were representing more than just yourself?
I remember vividly. We used to go to this park all the time back in the day, right off of MLK Boulevard, McGregor Park.
McGregor, yeah.
Shout out McGregor Park, baby. We used to be there every Sunday, man. Me and my cousin friend, my homie Wendell and Terry, and it was just one of the things, man. We loved it, and I remember after I started wrestling and I got in WCW, I don't know, I went to McGregor Park one Sunday. I don't know. I just was, going back. I was in Houston. I said, let me go to hang out at McGregor Park. And this kid came up to me and he recognized me and he said, man, I want to be like you when I grow up. And I go, wow. And, I remember growing up in that park, man. I remember being down every Sunday for as long as I can remember as a teenager, it was just the party thing. And then to run into a kid one day after I knew what dirt I had, created in the city and was trying to clean it up. And then to have a kid look at me and say, man, I want to be like you when I grow up. It was pretty eye-opening. It was a surreal moment. And it was an eye-opening moment. Yeah, seriously.
And like when you and your brother were on the road, I know y'all were heels on TV for a long time. And you were faces at one point too. But when you were on the road, would you run into people in the towns who would be like, hey man, thank y'all for representing?
Oh yeah. Oh, it's been like that since day one. People have really praised what we have done. Even now, like some of the wrestlers, they come up to me. It's like Wesley. He came up to me one day and he said, "Book, I just really want to give you your flowers, man." He said, "I just want to say this to you," and I was like, "Wow!" It was a surreal moment. Just to know that I did touch some of these young guys coming up from that perspective. I knew what I was doing, but when they acknowledge it, I think that's when you really feel it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can only imagine Harlem Heat too was so different when y'all came out. There was nothing like Harlem Heat on television anywhere, and for y'all to be in such a prominent position from pretty much the debut in the company through your whole run.
Yeah, but we took that, man. They didn't give it to us. We took it.
Yeah.
And that's why we were so unique. That's why my brother and I were so unique. We didn't sit back and wait on somebody to call our name. We just went out and just did it. And we recognized that even before Sherry was with us, because we first got in WCW, going on those overseas tours, man, working with everybody and, getting our butts kicked every night. But we didn't care. We didn't care. We still would act like we won. We let the baby faces leave, and then we would still get up and raise our hands like we still won the match, and the crowd would go crazy. And so it was nothing. We knew what we were doing. And then when they put Sherry Montel with us, man, our legitimizer, everything was like, peaches and cream. It was roses from that point on.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Harlem Heat. Shout out to Stevie Ray.
Shout out to Sherry Montel Classic as well. Shout out to Big Stevie. We need to get him on the show and do something with him.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Would love to. Virgil Dawkins says, had you not become world champion at WCW, would Ron Simmons have been the only black champion ever? And do you think it changed how blacks were treated in the locker room? That's what makes you the GOAT. Well, in WCW, he would have been the only black world champion. If
Well,
not
in
for you.
WCW, if I wouldn't have won, he would have been the only black champion in WCW. There was nobody else after Ron Simmons. I mean, I don't think so. I could be wrong. But I don't remember anybody.
I don't think so.
Yeah. But what's the second part of that question?
He said, "Do you think it changed? I guess your win or Ron's win. I'm not sure which one he's referring to. Changed how black wrestlers were treated in the locker room."
Yeah, well, I wouldn't necessarily think so. Ron was treated a certain way because he was a man. All right, Ron won the World Heavyweight Championship because he was a man.
Yeah,
he wasn't somebody that was very, very shy. Someone who didn't tell you what he was really thinking about that was on his mind. He wasn't shy at all, timid. That wasn't Ron Simmons. Same with me. I represented in the ring as well as out of the ring every time. I always say, my worst moment on television was saying the N-word because I thought I let so many of my people down. Because I know you got to be able to change your levels in this lifetime if you want to make it to the next level. And I didn't want my young people thinking, hey, that's what Booker T did to get yourself. No. So for me, it was all about respecting myself more than anything. And if you didn't respect me, I was going to make you respect me. And there again, I always said in this business, the only thing that they could do to you is fire you.
right.
That's it. That's the only thing they could do. And normally they don't fire the talented one. They fired the other guy.
You felt you were pretty safe.
The guy that's making you money, you're going to keep. That's just business. It's just business. And the thing is, if he's a good guy, you know it. You know
Right.
it. You know
Right.
if he's a good guy or not.
Right. They got to keep you around. Your talent, baby.
Talents. Nothing trumps talent, guys. That's the only thing that's going to put you in GOAT status is talent. That's it.
Facts. Let's go to our next one. We have two more here before we get out of here. Virgil Dawkins, back-to-back, says, when we talk about multi-time champions like John Cena and Ric Flair, why is it only WWE and WCW title wins that are counted and not places like the NWA, TNA, ECW, Ring of Honor?
Well, Diva and I, we've had this conversation for many, many years, and I'm glad you bring it up, Virgil. I'm glad you bring it up. NWA, ECW, ROH, as far as I'm concerned, and it's just me, they're all regional titles, okay? They're not world titles. I know I'm going to get some flack from Devon on that.
You are?
Because I told him I'd never say it, but I'm not saying it to him. I'm saying it to Virgil. Those are regional titles. All those titles the Dudleys won, you can scratch them off the list. Okay? So I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just being straight up.
Well, I mean, in all honesty, if you were an NWA champion,
To kill me, man.
he's going to destroy you. If you were an NWA champion prior to NWA kind of forming with WCW, I would say, yeah, that's a world title. If it was the NWA championship, and maybe
Look,
even
if it was the NWA championship in 1985, I would say it was the world title. Okay?
What about in 2005?
No.
Yeah.
Come on. What has NWA done in the last 20 years, 30 years? 30 years.
Just
What
kind of
why
existed in name only.
Why is ROH a world title? Why was ECW the world championship? And I have nothing against these titles. That's why I refuse to, put reality of wrestling is one of the prestigious names in the business, and we got the reality of wrestling championship, and that's what we represent. But I would never say the reality of wrestling championship is a world title, no matter how big my company gets, because it wouldn't be right. And that's that's final on that.
To me right now, it's WWE title or really that's the only one. Brandon,
ECW championship, tag team championships were regional.
That was a Philly territory.
So no diss.
You're gonna hear from Devon and Bubba about
that. No diss to anybody.
Okay, real quick, last one of the day. Brandon says, which run did you like better, mid-2000s to early 2001 People's Champ Booker T, or 06 to 07 King Booker? I personally like the 2000 through 01 the best.
Well, I like 93 to 98. Okay. But 06, 07 King Booker, nothing was finer. Nothing was finer than King Booker.
I know we're running short on time, but real quick, why'd you say 93 to 98? Why was that your?
That was my breakout moment, man. That's
Yeah.
that's when, everything was like bright Adderall, like, you know what I'm saying? It was everything was like fast paced. And it was a time in my life that I never dreamt of. And I was right in the middle of it.
Wow, beautifully said. And
Yeah.
this is the mustache and the high top.
Yeah, man.
This is the Ernie Hudson face.
It's the Eddie Murphy. It's the Eddie Murphy.
The Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, man. But hell of a years, man. Hell of a years. We got to get up out of here, man. I want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame, getting your champagne, wishes, caviar, dreams. I want to thank all you super chatters, man. Guys, make sure if you haven't subscribed to the Reality of Wrestling channel, do it. We're trying to get up to 800,000 subscribers, and we need you guys to do it. Bradley, for all the heavy lifting, as always, peace. We love you. We out.